reasons why your hair can go through a crisis. Sometimes I find that when our hair is going through different changes, we never really try to find why our hair is behaving the way it is. Welcome to another video. Welcome to the Bajo channel. This is the home of self-care, beauty, wellness, and any and everything that'll help you to become the most empowered version of you. So today, I want to discuss with you a few reasons why your hair can go through a crisis. Sometimes I find that when our hair is going through different changes, we never really try to find why our hair is behaving the way it is. And I want to kind of turn your attention to a few things that you may not have considered in trying to figure out what's happening with my hair. One of the main reasons our hair go through different crises, like breakage and just so much, like it just, no matter what you do, it's like you can't get your hair to do right or to align with your hair goals. Like it's always something happens. One of the main reasons that I have found that a lot of people's hair goes through crisis and they can't really get a handle on it is because they have so much stress overload. We never really connect stress with our hair, but we should. When you are overstressed and like an emotional overload, your hair begins to go through like these abnormal cycles of maybe like breaking, shedding, maybe like dryness, like just so many things that make your hair like unruly and unmanageable. A lot of times because you have to get your stress in order. And I know that's easier said than done. But one of the things I have found that when I'm trying to get my stress together, I have to slow down. Like, we live in a culture that everything is like rush, rush, hurry, hurry. And when you're like that all the time, like on go, you can't even identify major stressors. And even if you can't identify them, it's hard for you to even try to make some type of change because you're on go all the time. And what happens is our hair continues to go like through these weird cycles, and you've never looked at your stress levels or how that is impacting what's going on with your hair. You can buy the most expensive products or the best products, and if you don't identify or deal with or manage, how about manage? I'm not even gonna say deal with, because stress is a part of our life. But when you have these elevated, extended, elevated levels, and I'm talking about extended, like not a moment in time, just you stay stressed, your hair starts to take a hit, right? That's why I've learned, like over the years, when someone comes and they tell me that their hair is breaking or they're having some issues with their hair, the first thing I see or I try to get down to the bottom is what's going on in their life. A lot of times, what's going on in a person's life at that time, or maybe they're having a season, their hair is responding. It could be loss. You may be grieving. It could just be a new situation. It could be so many things in our life that just go to these different ebbs and flows that it affects our hair. It affects everything about us. But for this context, I'm only speaking about it, affecting our hair. So look at your stress, like really slow down and take an inventory of the things that's really bringing you like these elevated levels of stress, right? Can't get rid of stress entirely, but you can manage stress in a way that your hair is not falling or going through these cycles that you can't even catch up with. Another reason why your hair may be going through a crisis is because you have poor nutrition. Sometimes we don't even know how poor our nutrition is until much later, especially if you have grown up in a household where nutrition was not a thing. You know what I mean? Like you grew up to just eat, to stay alive, but you're not really eating to like nourish your body. And there is a difference, right? If you've grown up in an environment, it's like you have to learn. You have to kind of go outside of your culture and your upbringing to learn what nutrition looked like. Because sometimes in your mind, you may think that eating certain things is okay, but it may not be, and especially for you. So it serves us to kind of look at what's happening, and not only just our nutrition, but a lot of times our hydration. I speak about this a lot. Being dehydrated is really a serious matter. Sometimes we don't really understand how important it is for us to keep our bodies hydrated with water, with fruits, with electrolyte-filled beverages. Like, it's so important. Our body, some sources say we are 60% water. Some sources say that we are 70% water. But in either case, it's over half, right? Your body is over half, 50%, over 50% water. So more than half of your body is water. We have to stay hydrated. I know when I'm not hydrating myself properly, like if I'm busy or I'm doing something and drinking water or just hydrating myself escape me, my stomach will start hurting. I start feeling pain in my body. I get brain fog. I just start getting like a little weirded out, like delusional almost. And I can tell. I can tell. And you have to be intentional about making sure that you're eating nutritious foods and hydrating your body. Your hair can go bananas. I always tell people that they say, my hair is so dry. But guess what? If you're dehydrated, don't you understand that your hair feed off of the follicles in your scalp? And the follicles in your scalp are connected to the blood in your body? We don't really think about it in that sense. Like your hair follicles are being fed. The stem, it goes into your scalp, into your body, connecting to your blood, your cells, everything that's going on is affecting your hair. So if your body is dehydrated, your hair has to be dehydrated. And no amount of moisturizing this and conditioning that is going to help. You have to hydrate yourself. Another reason why your hair could be going through crisis is that you're doing too much. It's too many chemicals. It's too much overprocessing. And what I've learned is, and this is over 30 years in the industry, what I've learned is a lot of times chemical processing, over processing with chemicals is not always like a relaxer, color, like different harsh chemicals. Sometimes the shampoos and the conditioners that you're using have so many foreign chemicals and ingredients that are adverse to our hair. You don't even realize it. Who would think that shampoo and conditioner would be a harsh chemical? But depending on what you're using, sometimes they really are, and they do not serve the purpose for what you bought it for. So you got to check into that as well. Check into what you're using, because that over process, of course, you know, sometimes you're doing too many relaxers, too many just chemicals, color treatments, and not taking care of it. It's too much, and your hair starts to take a beating, and you don't even know what's happening, but it's too much. The chemical over process, it comes from every angle. Another reason why our hair can go through crisis without you really being aware of it is that you're going through hormonal changes. We don't really think about that. As you age, your body hormones change. And those hormonal changes and imbalances affect your hair. It affects your hair growth. It affects the condition. It affects everything about your hair. So sometimes, and I say it all the time, sometimes going to the doctor and just getting a full panel, a full blood panel to see what is happening. And, you know, depending on the type of environment you was raised in, sometimes people don't like going to the doctor. They feel like they got to stay away from the doctor because it's not healthy. And whatever your take is, whatever your position is on doctors, what I will say is it doesn't hurt to go see what's wrong with you. However you want to deal with your health is your business, but it's really a good practice to go to the doctor regularly and just get a full blood panel to see what's happening. You can assume and you can guess, but sometimes when you have to go and you have to get blood work to see, hey, my hormones are out of whack, or something else that's going on, you don't know. So I advocate very strongly for like just doctor visits. I'm not telling you that you have to take every prescribed thing they give you or whatever. That's between you, yourself, your God, whatever it is. But just go and get the layout, get the spread out. That's like your car. Your car is broken. You're like, it might be this, it might be that. Go put the car on the machine and just see what's happening. That way, if you want to go get your own parts, if you want to do this, you want to do that, that's your right. Sometimes it's a great thing to do, but it's your choice. And last but not least, one of the reasons why our hair go into a crisis and we don't know about it is that we just don't have good hair care practices. You just don't. You just do whatever. You just, you don't shampoo it properly. You're not moisturizing it properly. You're not, your regimen, your hair care regimen is like almost non-existent. And you have to care for your hair. You know what I mean? Your hair is a part of you. And oftentimes when I see clients' hair and it's going through these critical seasons, I just understand that there's so much more deeper things that's going on. And without prying into their life, I try to just encourage them, for them to take a macro view of their life, like step back and take a look in. Because sometimes you're so close in, you don't really see the forest from the trees. You in it. Sometimes you got to take a pause for the calls and back up and just kind of see what you're doing and what you're not doing, what's happening and what's not happening. Our hair go through crisis for so many reasons. And I just wanted to kind of bring that to your attention so you can understand, like, it's a litany of things as to why we go through what we go through with our hair. And I am a strong proponent of great products, first and foremost. But even above that, I want you to look at just these different things that's going on in your life that may throw your hair care practices and your hair care journey off the road. You know what I mean? Being stressed, poor nutrition, being dehydrated, chemical overprocessing, hormonal changes and health conditional changes, and just neglecting your hair. These things that they are catastrophic to your hair care journey. And I just wanted to remind you of that today, because this is the Barjo channel. We talk about hair, beauty, wellness, anything that'll help you to become more empowered version of yourself. So yeah, thank you for listening. I appreciate you. You please remember that self-care is the best care. Later.